The backpack that loved snacks. Once upon a time, in a small town filled with cheerful houses and quiet streets, there lived a boy named Oliver. Oliver was an ordinary boy in many ways. He had messy brown hair that never stayed combed, bright eyes that always seemed curious, and a laugh that spread to everyone around him. But there was one extraordinary thing in Oliver's life: his backpack. It wasn't just any backpack. It was a backpack that loved snacks. Oliver's backpack was bright red with yellow zippers. At first glance, it looked like any other bag you would find in a store, but this backpack had a secret. Whenever Oliver put snacks inside it, cookies, chips, sandwiches, or even carrots, backpack seemed to hum happily. If Oliver listened carefully, he could almost hear it sigh in delight, like a person taking a big bite of their favorite food. The first time Oliver noticed this strange behavior was on a sunny Monday morning. His mom had packed him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a pack of crackers, and a small chocolate bar for school. Oliver zipped the backpack closed and slung it over his shoulders. On the way to school, he felt the backpack wiggle slightly. He thought maybe the straps were too loose, but when he adjusted them, the bag gave a little munch. Munch Oliver froze. He carefully set the backpack down on the sidewalk and unzipped it. To his shock, the crackers were gone. Only a few crumbs were left behind. "What in the world?" Oliver whispered. "Did you eat my crackers?" The backpack didn't speak, but it gave a soft burp. Oliver's mouth dropped open. He looked around, but no one was nearby. Slowly, he zipped the bag shut again and continued walking, his mind spinning. By lunchtime, the sandwich was gone too. The only thing left was the chocolate bar, and Oliver noticed the zipper twitching, as if the backpack wanted it badly. "You can't have this one," Oliver told it. "This is my favorite." The backpack let out a disappointed grumble. Oliver sighed and unwrapped the chocolate bar quickly, just in case the backpack tried to sneak it away. He ate it in 3 big bites, and for the rest of the day, the backpack sulked. It didn't wiggle or hum. It just hung heavily on Oliver's shoulders, almost like it was pouting. Over the next week, Oliver experimented. He put an apple in the backpack. Chomp, gone. A granola bar. Crunch, vanished. A bag of popcorn. Poof, empty. "Unbelievable," Oliver muttered one day. "You're like a walking refrigerator, except you don't keep things cold, you just eat them." The backpack burped proudly. At first, Oliver was annoyed. His mum would ask, "Why do you come home hungry every day? I pack you food." Oliver didn't know how to explain that his bag was a snack monster in disguise. But soon he realized that the backpack wasn't just greedy, it was also helpful. One afternoon, Oliver and his best friend Mia went to the park. Mia brought a big bag of chips. As they sat under a tree, a flock of pigeons swooped down, eyeing the chips hungrily. Mia squealed, "They're going to steal my snack." Before Oliver could react, the backpack's zipper flew open and slurp. The entire bag of chips disappeared inside. The pigeons scattered, confused and disappointed. "Wow," Mia gasped. Your backpack saved my chips. Oliver scratched the back of his neck nervously. Yeah, something like that. From then on, Oliver saw the backpack in a new way. It wasn't just stealing his lunch. It was protecting snacks, keeping them safe from animals or even other kids at school who sometimes tried to trade unwanted food for the good stuff. But there was one problem. The backpack had an endless appetite. It wanted more and more snacks. One day, Oliver came home from school, dropped the bag on the kitchen floor, and went to wash his hands. When he returned, the cookie jar on the counter was empty. Crumbs led to his backpack, which was humming joyfully. "Hey," Oliver scolded, "those were for everyone." The backpack wiggled innocently, as if to say, "But I was hungry." Things got even stranger one Saturday. Oliver's family went hiking in the forest. His mum packed a picnic basket filled with sandwiches, fruit, and juice boxes. Oliver, of course, carried his trusty backpack. As they climbed the trail, Oliver noticed the bag growing heavier and heavier, though he hadn't added anything new. When they reached a clearing, Oliver unzipped it to check. To his amazement, there were snacks inside that he had never packed: cheese sticks, muffins, even a slice of pizza. "What? Where did these come from?" Oliver whispered. The backpack gave a satisfied slurp and munched down the pizza slice before his eyes. That's when Oliver realized the truth. The backpack didn't just eat snacks, he packed. It could magically pull snacks from anywhere nearby. If someone was eating a cookie in the park, zip, it might vanish into his backpack. If a vending machine stood in a hallway, zap, the chips could end up inside. Okay, that's kind of amazing, Oliver admitted, but he also knew it was dangerous. What if people started noticing their food disappearing? Sure enough, the very next week at school, kids began complaining. "My apple vanished right from my desk," said one boy. "My gummy worms disappeared," cried another girl. Teachers were puzzled. The cafeteria lady scratched her head and muttered, "I swear I had 3 trays of brownies this morning." Oliver gulped. He had to do something. That afternoon, he sat on his bed and stared at the backpack. "Listen," he said firmly, "I know you love snacks, but you can't just take food from everyone else. It's not fair. You're going to get me in trouble." The backpack rustled softly, almost like it understood. Then it zipped itself shut and went still. The next day, something incredible happened. Instead of stealing snacks, the backpack produced them. Oliver opened it at lunchtime, and inside were 3 shiny apples, 2 bags of pretzels, and a carton of chocolate milk. "What is this?" Oliver whispered. Mia, sitting beside him, gasped. "Did your backpack just give you snacks?" Oliver nodded slowly. "I think it finally learned to share." From that day on, the backpack became famous at school. Kids called it Snack Pack. At lunchtime, Oliver would unzip it, and snacks would appear, sometimes healthy, sometimes sweet, but always enough for everyone. The teachers were amazed. The principal even said, "I don't know how this is possible, but it's wonderful. No one will go hungry in this school again." Oliver felt proud. His backpack wasn't just a greedy eater anymore. It was a giver. It had learned the joy of sharing. Of course, sometimes it still sneaked a bite of Oliver's sandwich when no one was looking, and every now and then it burped loudly in the middle of class, making everyone laugh. But Oliver didn't mind. He knew he and his backpack were a teamer boy and a magical, snack-loving friend who had turned from selfish to generous. And whenever Oliver zipped it up at the end of the day, he would whisper, "Good job, snack pack." The backpack always hummed back, happy and full. And so, in a small town filled with cheerful houses and quiet streets, Oliver and his extraordinary backpack continued their adventures one snack at a time.